President Trump struck a different tone in his speech last night, a little softer, a little more optimistic. Joining us now is Mary Kate Carey, former White House speechwriter, and Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief for The Hill. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Lauren.
Nice to see you.
Thanks
for coming. Mary Kate, you wrote an article advising the president that the key to a successful speech is to keep it short, humble, and stick to the script. How do you do?
Actually, 2 out of 3.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
My dream, George Washington's joint session address was 10 minutes long.
Oh, there you go.
I realized,
short. I see where you are now.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
But
well,
Bill
he
Clinton,
didn't have all that applause either.
That's true. That's true. Bill Clinton was the other extreme, an hour and a half. This was 45 minutes written, an hour delivered, which I think is just fine for your first one. And then, as far as humility was concerned, I was looking for some self-deprecating humor, didn't get it, but he did keep the what we would call the Lenny Skutnik moment.
What's that?
The people up in the gallery, the American heroes who are honored, and that is a humble thing to do, to turn the spotlight on someone else. So I'm glad he kept that tradition. As a disruptor, I wasn't sure he was going to.
Right.
And then the third was to stick to the script, and I certainly did not expect him to not ad-lib at all, and I was shocked. He really stuck to the script. It was a great script, positive, optimistic, forward-looking.
And it had some faith elements too. He opened it up by talking about the Jewish cemeteries and
Yes.
what a terrible thing that is. Bob, you tweeted last night, there will be GOP clashes on the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You have also written a really great article in the Hill about March being the biggest month for the GOP in the decade.
Yeah,
in the last decade.
Yeah, because it's been a decade since Republicans had both the House, the Senate, as well as the White House. So this is the month they have to make some major progress on tax reform, especially on Obamacare, repealing and replacing. And they haven't made a lot of progress yet. So the speech, I thought, was very effective. Democrats kind of being on the defensive and talking about it over the last 12 or so hours. And they needed some momentum. They got it. But can they actually make progress on legislation? We shall see.
Mary Kate, you, as a Catholic, I'm sure had your ear attuned to this. He didn't spend a lot of time on religious liberty. He didn't touch on it. And he didn't talk about life issues. But he did talk about school choice. Did you expect more?
I was disappointed. I think most Catholics probably would be. But I also think the tone of the speech was a very empathetic tone. And I think that's what caught people's ear and what sounded different coming from him. My favorite line in the speech was, we are one people with one destiny. We will only get there together, and we are made by the same God. And to me, that is a very deeply religious thought, and not your standard sort of quote from the Bible or something that you would hear that's sort of boilerplate. That took a lot of thought to say, and he delivered it beautifully. And that sort of made up for the lack of other religious policies. But the tone of it was deeply faithful, I thought.
Well, one of the things when I was at the White House yesterday, we were talking about faith and talking about the media and the faith media having a seat at the table, which is unprecedented. So, Bob, is this good? Your mainstream media, I would say The Hill is pretty mainstream. Do you feel like the inclusion of religious media, minority, is good?
I think it's good because it shakes things up a little bit. And I think the way prior White Houses have done it, well, okay, they did it that way. And it's totally Trump's decision of this White House of now, if we're going to have public press conferences or gaggles, they should allow everybody in.
With you?
But if you're going to have private conversations, which the Obama White House had, you can invite whoever you want.
Although I do have to tell you, I asked Sean Spicer about that, and the pool was there, which was something that I was not aware of. So I think that it's really important for that message to get out. Okay, Mary Kate Carey, would love to have you back, former speechwriter, and Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief for The Hill. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.